guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from. And welcome back again to this channel. Always thank you for your support, sharing my videos, for liking my video, and for your great comments and advice where I can improve on this content I'm giving out. Today we're going to look into another type of an Active Directory attack, which is called constraint delegation attack. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to demonstrate how this attack works, and we're going to look at the mitigation. But before we dive into the demonstration part, let's look. I believe you're all seeing the screen. Let's just talk a little bit about this attack and how it works. So if we look at the overview of constraint delegation, so in an Active Directory environment, constraint delegation is intended to kind of limit services which can impersonate users by specifying list of services that particular account are always allowed to delegate access to. So when this feature is misconfigured, can be exploited by an attacker to access sensitive data such as database, or any kind of improper authorization within the Active Directory. So this is what this constraint delegation is all about. Now, if we look at the attack process, from the reconnaissance part of it, identify a service accounts with constraint delegation using tools like Power View, which we are going to use in this demonstration. From there, we compromise the accounts through different kind of technique. Can be through phishing, can be always exploiting any vulnerability within the system that has any constraint delegation privilege. And the third part is we're going to impersonate. Attacker will leverage the compromised account to impersonate RPBs such as the administrator. We're going to target that very account, request ETJS ticket for that particular administrator account. And after that, we can use the administrator account to, or we can authenticate as an administrator on the remote controller and compromise the account that is dedicated to giving us unauthorized access to critical system access that are within the Active Directory. So this is the goal here. And if we go to the next slide, so we can see the mitigation, how this can be mitigated, limiting constraint delegation, limiting delegation to essential service only. They have to limit this service to the particular accounts that is essential to use the services with them. Use of resource-based constraint delegation for all secure delegation and regular audits can also help to monitor and detect any unusual activity within the environment. Least privilege principle is also very, very important, especially when we talk about delegation rights within the Active Directory environment. So I believe there are still a lot more out there we can mitigate, but just to kind of give us an overview how this works and this attack works, we can also, read more about it. There are a lot of other resources out there that can help us to understand this attack and how it works. But this is just like a brief explanation of how this attack works. And if you have any other comments, or have any idea or anything, share, you can also post in the comment section on this video and I'll definitely look into it. So without wasting much time, I'm going to stop sharing this slide. I'm going to share my screen on the lab environment. So I'm going to use a Windows Server and Windows 10 machine. Like this Windows 10 is turned to the remote controller, but we're going to perform the attack for the Windows 10 system. So I'm going to stop sharing this slide and I'm going to share my machine or the lab environment that we're going to use. So this is the server here. if you look at this delegation, you say both this is the Attica PC, this is the Windows 10, and this is the Windows server here. So these are the services I set up just for this demonstration. Well, for this demonstration precisely. So this is where you can set up. So if we're talking about constraint delegation for computers, this basically focusing on authentication protocol. That's another one for basically for computers only, but this demonstration is basically for authentication protocol. So let's dive into the demonstration. So I'm going to rise on. So you're going to perform the attack from this Windows 10 here, and I have all the necessary tools, I believe. So we're going to use RG for enumeration as the first thing, and to check for the domain converter that is trusted to this authentication. According to the Windows server that I showed you earlier on the setup, you can see both are trusted, or they are both trusted to authenticate on each other's machine. So, but just for the enumeration, from the enumeration perspective, we can use Power View to do this enumeration, to perform this enumeration. So I'm just going to import a model here. So okay, now we can get, I'm just going to create the command for random instead of typing it out. So you're going to use the command get domain computer with the trusted to authentication. So from the output here, we go up, we can see that these two computers are trusted to authenticate. This is the domain controller. Let's go here. So this part is very, very important. Allowed to delegate to this. We're going to utilize this. There are reviews. So these are the important information we need from this. So since we're trying to authenticate to the domain controller, so we have our information already based on this output. So there's a lot of information here that you can leverage. So you can see from station account trusted to authenticate for delegation. So now we know that both both trusted to authenticate. The next thing we're going to use is to do that. We're going to use get the NTLM hash of this workstation or Windows 10 precisely, because it's part of what we're going to use to authenticate. So we're going to get the NTLM hash of this computer itself. So we're going to use Minicat. I'm going to use this command. We're going to paste it here. So as you can see, let's go back home a little bit. So this is the command we used. So basically what we need is this particular NTLM hash for this workstation, this Windows 10, we need it. So I'm going to copy it out here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use reviews to do the last part of this attack. And this it's a very long command, so I'm going to just copy it out from my notes. I'm going to explain each and every tag on this command so we can try to understand how it works. So there's the command. Now we're trying to impersonate that administrator here. That is what we're targeting. This is the MSDSPM, service principal name, and we target a service account, which is also administrator is member of, which also have the privilege of that this system. Let me go back up a little bit. So I think I showed earlier about this. Okay, should be slow. Yeah. So these are we got this part. If we check through the server and view, okay. Yes, so you can see the services that HTTP side. So they are both. So DSIFS, HTTP, they are both. So that's why you are. So you can use any of these precisely. So let's go back. So let's go back to the command. So that's why I'm using this one here. I can decide to change to HTTP if I want to, whichever one that works for you, but it doesn't really matter. So the user is, we have authentication from this computer workstation. I take that PC, and this is the NCLM. I'm going to pass the ticket. So this will create a ticket for this session. So as you can see, ticket successfully imported. Impersonate is administrator experience with this. So it's basically successful of this output. The last part you're going to use, can use command list to check. So you can see we have a ticket for this session. So the last thing we're going to do is to authenticate as administrator to this computer. So we're going to use this command. So my notes. So it's to avoid wasting time, I'm just going to copy it out. So I'm going to enter. It's very, very straightforward. So we're just going to apply the partial session view. And I'm going to just point it to this that's true. It's convenient. So as you can see now, I've authenticated as an administrator type ORMI. You can see I'm an administrator now on the system. So I can check for the run any kind of command I want on this operating system. So basically, this is how this attack is performed. And I believe we understand something or learn something new about this attack and how we can perform this attack within an Active Directory environment. If you find this kind of configuration during your penetration testing. So guys, I appreciate everyone for watching this video. And if you have something or if you have any other ideas you'd like to share, please kindly drop it on the comment section or inbox me, or whichever way you think is easier for you, just to pass the message across. I'll be happy to see your own view and hear your own opinion at the same time. And once again, I appreciate everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you on another video on Active Directory attack.